Ring, ring, ring. Hello, sirs and sirs and simps and birches.
No.
And welcome back to Krown's magical Perhaps and Cave.
Well. Welcome back to Krown's Crypto Cave. It is a glorious Wednesday, a glorious hump day out there in cryptocurrency land. Bitcoin testing $40,000 in the early morning hours. And is it over for bears? Is it over for bulls? We're going to have a big focus on that today. Maybe some sombering events as well. And on that topic, I do want to say, hey, shout out to Nimbo's Mrs. Allie out there, sending you some well wishes because she is apparently not feeling all that well. And hopefully we can just help with a little bit of well wishing today. So hopefully that is of good and positive note. And into the Krown Chain application we go, which we found at app.krownchain.net, and it is 100% free, by the way, as well. So you can find all of this information and more, and all this quants data and statistics for the price of fucking $0. Anyways, with that said, what do we see over here? Plenty of new things, actually, plenty of new things indeed. Bitcoin dominance continues to drive the whole party right now, as it does take a whole another percent move to the upside, and that is going to play in line with our thoughts that Bitcoin is going to lead this rally, and whether Bitcoin does good or bad versus US dollar, in this case it's going to be good, then altcoins not going to be getting as much of the benefit with that in mind. Now, of course, there's going to be an ebb and flow with that, but generally speaking, Bitcoin leading the party is a good thing actually overall for the health of the market. But we're going to be showing a few other things that, whilst this market is getting pretty excited for good reason, there are some reasons to be maybe a little bit more subdued in our excitement for right now, as we've been pretty much alluding to over the past couple months here. On top of that, we do see that the fear ingredient index is stuck at a 32 right now, and that is actually one of the highest reads that we've seen in quite some time, which is of particular interest because Bitcoin has put in about a $10,000 plus rally in the past week, and the market's still rather fearful. So that does support a little bit of upside continuation from our current areas right now. And into the market data tab we go. There are several things of particular interest here today. We do see that the global funding rate is once again fucking negative. Once again, it is negative, meaning you are getting paid to hold your longs that are already probably in profit, unless you literally bought the fucking top. Oh, god damn it, Scott. Let me just turn this off right there. We'll get to that a little bit later. And you are actually paying to hold your in the water shorts, very likely as well, as there are very few shorts that are in profit right now. Anyways, on top of that, we do see that global open interest is more or less flat from yesterday to today, a slight tick up there as Bitcoin does also continue upwards as well. And then most importantly, we see global traders net flows again with a humongously negative number actually. So remember, yesterday we had like negative 22 or 23,000 Bitcoin being taken off exchanges. Now another 12,500 Bitcoin almost coming off of exchanges again. So people are essentially using this, or the interpretation of this would be it is going into, well, wallets and very likely accumulation, at least for the short period of time. On top of that, we go over to the fourth page over here, and big news with the hash rate. We are actually seeing it taking a nice leg up as well. So that perhaps is going to be a good reason to check out the hash rate indicator today, although I imagine it's still very far away from giving us any sort of blue buy signal, but it is worth checking in on, of course. And then also the whale ratio coming down as well. And what do we see on the whale ratio that is of particular interest here as well? We actually do see lower highs. Now, we don't necessarily have lower lows just yet, but that will be potentially confirmed as soon as tomorrow if Bitcoin does, or not Bitcoin, but the whale ratio comes down below that last prior low. If that happens, we do have a downtrend on it, and that would also be another somewhat bullish thing overall, saying that there's less whale selling pressure. Okay, so with that said, how do we want to start this one off today? Let's start off with a little bit of hopium, and then we're going to give a little bit of dopium and doomium. How about that? Anyway, starting off over here, what do we see on our main charts? Bitcoin did close above the 200 exponential average for the first time realistically since May 17th, actually, when it was basing off there before the ultimate drooms drop from about 40,000 to 30,000 bucks, where we spent about the last 2.5 months at. And whilst Bitcoin is stabbing in that blue box territory once again, I do look at this as more or less healthy, and we can now move up the area of interest for a bottom side support to that 200 exponential average right now, which is about 38,500-ish region. I would be looking for the short term to continue a little bit more sideways, and very likely some upside after that, after a little bit of short term what's it called? What's the good old word for that? It's consolidation. That's what it is. Anyways, with that said, I do want to bring you over to this chart over here. This is the more important chart right now, as we did see the 2-day close last night, which confirmed above the 55 exponential average for the first time actually since early May, when Bitcoin was literally above 50,000 bucks, and did close above the topside Toronto band. So I do look at this as very likely inciting more continuation, very likely to the top side of this next blue box territory right here, which is going to be the first sort of daily pullback I would very likely be looking for actually, and that's going to be anywhere between about 41.5 and 43,000 bucks. A rather large range, yes, but we are dealing with big numbers, and that's just a part of the game. That's the inherent risk that we play on an asset that trades at the $40,000 level, of course. Anyways, with that said, I do look at Bitcoin as more or less good as long as it's above the 55 in this case. And of course, the daily did follow through as well, which we identified yesterday, also on the shorts video as well. So those targets were hit, and I am looking for general continuation probably throughout the rest of this week to this top side of the blue box territory, and then very likely a sideways and downside move off of that. And then we get to play the very fun game, the very, very interesting game of, is this a higher low or not? And if it is a higher low, then hey, we got our first higher low in a very, very long time. And we also have a higher high as well. So that would be an uptrend for the first time, quite literally since, well, you fucking guessed it, when Bitcoin was at 30,000, or sorry, 50,000 to 60,000 bucks, just a few, actually no, like 4 or 5 months ago now, in March, April, May, of course. Anyways, that would be a big deal. And just for what it's worth, the daily trend on Bitcoin, whilst it's not like the, it's not like the most flashy analysis of all time, it is pretty fucking good, man. And most importantly with that, if you can just identify trends, especially on the daily and weekly, you can trade this asset, not perfectly, but pretty fucking well in my experience, as that did give us a bias over here when Bitcoin was reversing. Remember, Bitcoin did put in a higher high right here, but more importantly, when it came back down, took out the last prior low, we said, hey, this is no longer the time to be full on bullish. This is the time to be looking for lower highs, and if that happens, we're going to get bearish on this channel. And what do you know? Bitcoin puts in a lower high right here, right at the fucking 618, which we showed yesterday, and then I couldn't have told you that this whole move was going to happen a few days after that, but it did indeed happen. And then what do we have on the other side right here? We have our first sort of iteration, or sorry, our first potential of a bit of a trend reversal right now. So this is looking, good short and medium term still, but I do hold reservations on the higher term timeframes, mostly due to Mr. Caretaker over there. So you have to blame Mr. Caretaker. No, I wouldn't. I would not dare do that to him. But he does bring up some pretty damn good points, which will be showing up very, very soon here, and also a few of my points as well. The same stuff that I've actually been talking about for the past month and a half, 2 months here. So with that said, I do want to show my street, what do I call this? Let's call it a testnet account. Yeah, it's a testnet account. It's not fucking real money. Unfortunately, it actually would be quite nice if it was real money right now. So this account's getting built up like the fucking wall. It's getting built up like Trump's wall right now. Anyways, I've taken away a lot of the positions on here actually, and lessened up a lot of my upside short calls right there actually. The reason why I did that is because it's just hard not to take profit on something that's, giving a lot of money in your pocket. And also, I do suspect that Bitcoin is probably going to continue on with the short-term, medium-term upside from here. Now, I am still holding this $36,000 call strike right here. I did get rid of the $32,000 put strike. I actually got out for a small gainer right there. And then I'm keeping my short puts over here. I do like those that they're way far out of the money, expiring in September. And then I have the $64,000, $80,000, and $100,000 strike calls, of which I've taken profit on a few of those as well. And in fact, we'll probably do the next lot right here, actually, as we do see the $64,000 call strikes are actually, it looks like we actually took a little bit of profit this morning, because I did have an order in there. I could actually take another 5 lot off there and get rid of this position right now, straight off my sheets. In fact, I think I will actually do that right here, right now on stream. Boom. Okay, buy those back, and we take profit on that. We don't hold worthless bullshit until expiration. We look for better and meatier positions here. So now I've actually added probably a little bit more long deltas right here. Yeah, we're actually just above 10, so not anything too crazy. And I'm still holding the spot long over here as well, or the perp long over here as well, which is looking pretty damn good, almost running 1 Bitcoin profit, so not bad right there as well. Again, this is a testnet account, it's not real money, so fair enough. I just want to make sure that is very, very abundantly clear. Anyways, back to the charts over here. Let's see, what else did I miss that I wanted to get onto? Yes, of course, we also had another big thing that happened last night that was confirmed on CME closure. Again, I put the most weight on CME charts just in general, and what did we see? The 5-day did cross the upside officially on our 5-day Stokes right here, and that will be continuing onwards and upwards as long as we're closing above 32,700 from here on out in the next 5-6 days actually. And you can see very, very clearly here, Bitcoin very likely does make a leg up into the mid of the $40,000 territory, but I do still have the same reservations that I did have prior. I think I was like very, very vocal about them in like late June and early July specifically, and we can go over a little bit of that right now. But I want to show you something new, this one being shown off, and I got to give credit to Mr. Caretaker right now, because this is actually rather, well, sombering, but also it should be looked at as a as a realm of opportunity here too. And what I'm going to put you on over here is this chart. This is going to be the pi cycle alongside the PMAR. This is Caretaker's new indicator, and actually this indicator, I played a little bit of a role in myself, if I do say so. I feel very good about that. No, it's a pretty simple indicator actually. It's not anything too crazy, but basically what it's documenting is it's kind of like showing how far away from a user specified moving average of whatever type is current price action. And you can see right here, if we pull this out a little bit more, there's a very specific interplay between the pi cycle top and how far away we are to the downside. Sir, what are you doing over there? Elsa's like looking at the hail outside. By the way, it's raining now. Anyways, yes, we do see very, very clearly that anytime we've gotten the pi cycle top indicator, we do see that the PMAR comes all the way down just to this level. You can see it right here. We can actually put in a little bit of a horizontal in this case, because why the hell not? And you can see that anywhere around there, especially when it starts to signal green, that is where, well, the first signal, let me just take this off once again, the first signal after getting the pi cycle top is typically your bull trap rejection before further downside. Actually, you can see the same. You can see the same thing over here. Pi cycle top, boom, down. We get the signal right here, boom, and then up. In fact, I should probably just put a nice. No, I have this chart all muddied up, but oh well, I'll figure that out later. Not a big deal right now. You can see very very easily for yourself, and you actually get rejected right at the top side of that orange moving average, of course, on the pi cycle right there, as you can see. Same thing right in over here. Pi cycle top, boom, comes all the way down. Very, very similar as long as it's below the moving average on it as well. And then where's the rejection come on? After the rally, on the next rally after that. And what do you know? What are we doing right here? Once again, we've had the green and popping back up. Are we probably going to get rejected? Well, at the very least, I would be looking for a pullback from the $45,000 to $48,000 level, as I have been saying, for multiple reasons, of which we can go into right now. We can go over here to the CME chart, and we do see a massive gap between about the about 45 and 47,000 bucks right here. That's also going to be a 618 Fibonacci retracement on a bear retracement. And then I figure that there is a couple more things. That's right, the bi-weekly right here on spot price action, which I've been speaking about a lot as well. And what do we see? Anytime that we've seen the bi-weekly MACD cross to the downside, then that next rally has typically been, well, you can see for yourself. We can see it happening right here, right? Bi-weekly MACD crosses the downside. Bitcoin comes all the way down to the white 20-cent moving average, bounces on top of it. And actually, I'm missing my, there we go. Let's put on the 9 exponential moving average right there. Bounces off it right there, boom. And then what happens after that? Comes down based on the 55 and actually breaks lower over time. Probably shouldn't even mention that. Anyways, same thing over here, right? Bi-weekly MACD crosses the downside. Bitcoin based off the white 27 average bounces up above the 9. Boom, rejection, and down on the 55 and down lower. Do we have another example? We do, all the way. Actually, no, we don't. That's all that we got. That's all that we got. So not a whole hell of a lot of iterations right there. Oh, we do have one more right here. I haven't done this in a little bit of time, so I've forgotten about this one. But yes, we do have one in 2019. Bitcoin gets the bi-weekly crossing the downside. We base off the 20 simple, boom, bounce up into the 9, rejection, down to the 55, and down we go. And then same thing over here, actually. Bitcoin gets bi-weekly MACD crossing the downside. Bitcoin has thus far based off the 20 simple. It's a little bit sloppy here, yes. Getting its first bounce, and typically speaking, that first bounce is not the one that you're looking for. So while I do think that Bitcoin very likely extends this rally here, after a little bit of short-term sideways and up, I would express a bit of caution for any sort of weakness that you might see in the mid to upper $40,000 territory. Now, this is not a 100% guaranteed thing, but remember, going back on over to our hash rate indicator chart, which is right on over here, I've actually switched things around a bit. You can see that we have never had a capitulation signal that was followed by new all-time highs without first being resolved by a blue buy signal. Okay, so I'll repeat that one more time because that was a little bit wordy, and I'm actually going to get rid of everything right here because we don't need it right now. But basically, and let me show everything as much as possible. Yeah, we don't really need to see like granular dates right there. But basically, what we've seen in the past is that anytime that we've gotten the capitulation signal, which precedes obviously the blue buy signal on the hash rate indicator, we have never, ever, not even fucking once, seen new all-time highs before a blue buy signal has been printed. And more importantly, as we've shown a million goddamn times as well, there has been about 11 iterations of this, 10 of which have never made lower lows without getting a blue buy signal as well. Is that, did I phrase that right? What I'm trying to say is that once you get the blue buy signal, the prior low to that blue buy signal on the daily was the low before just melting to the upside, basically all of them except for one. So both of those two things do suggest that at the very best, it should be time to be cautious here. I do not believe Bitcoin's going to just green dildo its way back up to new all-time highs from exactly this point right here. Yes, price action does look good. Yes, things are very, very strong, and I do suspect that there will be more continuation, maybe even all the way up to 50,000 bucks. Very possible, yes, but barring any sort of closures above 50,000 bucks, especially on a higher term time frame like a daily plus at minimum, I would express reservations with this next move to the upside. And if I were to do a little bit of the crypto LARP, which is kind of funny, man, but all jokes aside, what I suspect things will probably look like is something like this, right? It'll be like boom, and then if it is going to be bullish, it'll be like this. And if it is going to be bearish, it'll be like this. boom, 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 and then break. It's going to be really fucking boring, most likely. Now, I hate doing that sort of stuff because it is crystal ball bullshit for the most part, and I'll be doing a more in-depth, long-term analysis video over the course of this weekend that will follow up on that. But I do, but I do figure that that does deserve a bit of respect here because there are still several things of of interest. Now, remember how not everyone, but remember how the very loud bears were very, 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 very in your face and vocal about targets down to 20,000, 15,000, 10,000 bucks in this area right and over here. You're gonna see the same shit. You're gonna very, very likely see the same shit in the mid to upper $40,000 territory as well with the bulls. So it's always just a fucking carousel of hilarity. At the end of the day, this is still a trader's market in my opinion. Although things are trending right now, absolutely, which is very tradable, of course, because we have humongous margins here. But understand the echo chambers, the bullshit within this market, and realize that things typically do not go up in a straight line, nor do they go down in a straight line. And it is just as ridiculous to be extremely bearish right here as it is to be extremely bullish right here. Yes, things are more closer to breaking. Yes, but I do want to express a lot of conservativeness with this because I suspect that a lot of people are going to get caught in a potential trap within that region. Now, of course, like I said, it's not 100% guaranteed. Nothing's guaranteed. There's no way to absolutely fucking know what's going to go on this market. No shit. But I do see that there are many things within that region that do coincide with each other, and typically confluence is good for these sort of more long-term ideas. But for right now, short-term time frames, we haven't really gone over them, but things are looking very good in the short-term time frames. I wouldn't mind another Bitcoin move back down somewhere around about 37.5 and carry on with short-term uptrend. But we do see a 4-hour golden cross going on right here too, which is actually rather nice. Now, of course, as I did say yesterday, typically the first cross in a direction the first cross after a long trending move in the opposite direction, in this case this was to the downside, is usually not going to have like the major massive results that you're probably looking for. It's a second cross that typically has incredibly good results if you want to actually make your moving averages work better. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of people have just made a fucking meme out of goddamn moving averages, and it's like it's so awful because while they're not like not any indicators like the single one best thing, you do want to give it like an actual like the actual analysis on it, whereas people just make it a fucking we had this cross right here, you just blind the bias. Like no shit, no wonder why you have terrible results. Like you don't understand trading. Jesus fucking Christ. Anyways, going over here to the daily, I want to see where BBWP is, our volatility based indicator. It is climbing up to the goddamn heavens right now, 86 percentile right here. So we are actually expanding very, very rapidly off the lows, in fact. And this would be another thing that's a little bit more in the Bula-ish case, perhaps, if you will. We did hit 100 percentile to the upside, of course, on this rally, or well, to the when price action would go into the downside, but obviously this indicator going to the upside. Yes, 100 percentile right there. That was on your May dumps, and then we trended all the way down to about 1 percentile right here. Same thing actually in coronavirus dump time as well. We did see 100 percentile right here, comes all the way down to 1 percentile right here. Takes about 2.5 months, 3 months, something like that, and then expansion just straight off the lows. This one actually got up to about 92 percentile before it actually did start to consolidate a little bit more, and that's essentially what I expect here. So I'm still unwilling to call this bullish or bearish. Yes, there are actually, technically speaking on the macro scale, there are still more bearish things, to be fair. But for right now, short term, I think it's rather obvious. It is still very, very much short term and medium term bullish here, especially as long as Bitcoin's basing dailies off the 200 exponential average for right now. If we could actually get a golden cross on top of that, that would look pretty damn good. But I do suspect that this is going to take time still, whether you're bullish or bearish, and I would not be trying to front run any sort of new macro uptrends before we get that actual signal on the hash ribbons indicator. Of course, I want to see that accompanied by the volatility indicator that we just saw right there, but that is pretty much already in motion. Wouldn't mind if it came back down, consolidated lower in the mid $30,000 territory as well to give off another very, very fresh signal. And on top of that, I want to see an actual uptrend on the daily, specifically at the very fucking least, a higher low as well. So all of those things I would like to see kind of coincide with each other. But for right now, again, make no mistake about it, this is good. This is there's nothing bad about this right here. It's very, very nice actually. Anyways, I do want to go back over to my troll underband charts right here. Let's throw on the 12 hour, as the 12 hour is actually getting it rather well. And what do you know? Close above the topside troll underband once again. If we do see it close above the topside troll underband on this current dildo, which is closing in about 6.5 hours and 23 seconds, in fact, and that will be actually had with closure above 40,000 and just basically above 40,000 bucks. I would be looking for Bitcoin to give a leg up and really test somewhere around about 42 42 to 42,500-ish region, the same area that we just spoke about at the very, very beginning of this video. And I probably would look for a short-term pullback from there, and perhaps a medium-term time frame pullback from there as well, as we could very easily afford one. And then and then very likely does lead into that next move into the mid $40,000 territory, maybe a little bit, maybe next week or the week after that, probably August if I had to guess. Elsa's having a laugh attack right now, so holy shit, what the fuck's going on over there? Who knows? Doesn't matter. And I actually get some soap for that mouth, sir. It is the year 2020. Words no longer have intent assigned with them. They're just plain old words. And if you even mention it, you're a bad person. You're a very bad person, sir. I don't even want to. I don't even want to go on to it right now. 3-day would be the next thing that I keep a keen eye on here, as we do see that 3-day is going to have a chance to do what the daily and 2-day have already done. I suspect that this very likely will fall through as well. And this would be my next sort of signal that I'll be looking for, that move to about 45, maybe even 47 or 48 before the next sort of daily pullback, if you will. And that would be a 3-day closure, first and foremost, above the 55 in this case. That is about 39 and 200. And if we close above the top side Toronto band, that would look extremely good for a move into the deeper $40,000 territory specifically, actually. And that would be had with a closure above 40,500 actually. So a closure on new highs here specifically, which, then we'd have a trend in our favor, as well as we do actually have a higher high on the 3-day, and that would look pretty damn good here. So we haven't had something like that since, realistically, March, April, May again, or well, not necessarily May. We got a lower high right around there, but more importantly, that was a pretty damn good signature coming in from the last switch up from bear market to bull market as well. So, I still do, I'm still open to both possibilities here, but my main message is that, I'm gonna do my best to not get carried away, because this is something that I've struggled with in the past myself as a trader. And while you might end up being right, it's like, could you have used your time more wisely? Yes, absolutely. And typically speaking, as we do see the daily RSI get into the highest level that we've seen actually since March, in fact. So March, how long ago was that? About 5-6 months now? Yeah, about 5 months actually. Very likely you're going to see a pullback to somewhere back down around the edge of the bullish control zone here too. My question is, does it happen in from where we're kind of like currently situated at right now? I think a little bit less likely on that. I think it's more likely we do make a run towards about 42 or 43 before that, and then play out a bit of a pullback there, and that sets us up for the move a little bit higher. And then it's a little bit of cautionary tales right there, as as we went over earlier. Anyways, is there anything else that I want to talk about before we move on? Fuck, I missed it. Oh, god damn it, I missed it. This is a big day. This is actually a very, very big one. Okay, so the liquidity zone, which goes over traditional markets, is releasing a free episode today. They do I guess they released it yesterday. They do a newsletter bi-monthly for traditional markets. Very, very good stuff. They also actually run a live stream every day as well. If you want to check that out, it's at literally the liquidity zone. Anyways, this one's a big one because it is going to be free. And then more importantly, it's already pretty inexpensive anyways, but more importantly, it's about the FOMC meeting that I believe is happening today. And those are major catalysts for markets. In fact, I would go as far as saying that the FOMC, specifically Jerome Powell, whatever the fuck that he says, that is going to drive markets. And in my personal opinion, I think Jerome Powell is going to do whatever he can do to keep these markets up as long as possible, or more importantly, as long as he is in power. So as long as that Fed balance sheet keeps expanding, I'm still bullish on the traditional markets. In fact, we should probably check them out right now, see what we got going on over there. Or do we want to check out Bitcoin dominance first? Yeah, let's check out Bitcoin dominance first. Boom, BTC.D, and then we'll go over to traditional markets really, really quickly. And what do you know? The uptrend continues, baby. The uptrend continues. I still stick with my 50 plus targets, and I feel very vindicated on that as well. It's getting a lot of shit for that, but this is looking very, very good here. I would be expecting a pullback somewhere in the low 50s, and then very likely get another try, perhaps, I don't know, maybe in September or something like that, as altcoins do catch up a bit. Okay, let's go see what we got over here. Oh, NASDAQ pulling back into the FOMC meeting. Is this just another opportunity, or is this one wrecked AF? Let's see. Damn, man, this one actually did pull back rather aggressively. Let's see where we're at on the daily. Yeah, I'd probably be looking for another swipe of the lows, somewhere right around 14,750. During these times, by the way, when I was trading traditional markets, during these times, I would actually not trade like about 3 hours before the FOMC meeting. It's just unnecessary risk, unless you're an insider, which probably not. You might be. It's possible, I suppose. But if you're not an insider, it's just you don't know what's going to fucking happen. Even though it's been relatively predictable over the last few years. So take it as you will. But I would very likely be looking for another bounce off of 14,750. Sir, are you okay? You okay over there? What the fuck is going on? What? Fuck you, Scott. You're out. Ban him. You're no longer welcome here. You bastard, how dare you? How fucking dare you? SPY looking a little bit toppy as well. I'd probably be looking for a continuation on that downside move, but bounces very likely somewhere around 43.40 or so. Let's see what the lower term timeframes look like. Yeah, lower term timeframes not as concerning to me, but I do suspect that this will give another run at the lows, and then I'd look at that meeting to see what is what the whole prognosis is. Anyways, we are 35 minutes into this. I think it is time for me to get into the comments right now. Should we look at shorter term timeframe areas at all, or you can see that it's kind of grinding up this area right now. I don't know if it's necessarily ready to take a leg up from exactly this from exactly this stature, but again, this is rather constructive here. I wouldn't mind a move down to about, just below, just somewhere around 37.5 beforehand. I'm not saying that it's going to happen. I'm just saying that, this is still higher lows right here. And generally speaking, I hold on to the same things that I've been saying for the past 2 to 3 days now. As long as Bitcoin's above $36,000, which we can very easily retest, I do look at that as an opportunity. And I do remain more or less short-term, medium-term bullish with sideways consolidation as very, very healthy for this asset right now. All right, cool. Is there anything new on the daily Joule signal? It's still actually leading up. This is going to be difficult to keep it up for this long. It probably does have another stab a little bit higher, yes, but man, that is certainly an aggressive signal right there. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to get into some comments right now. Okay, Scott Barney says, tell us why you still think a bull trap can happen. I don't know. We just did about 20 minutes of that, so there you go. John, fuck you, Scott. God damn it. Johnny Boy 950 says, Tia and Dogecoin, please. Doesn't look good. I suspect actually Dogecoin probably is going to look okay here at the very, at very least. Let's see what Dogecoin looks like right here. Yeah, it's not going to be following the rest of the market as much. Still does actually have lower highs here too, but look, you do have this nice little fake out on a relatively nasty cross on a decent time frame being the daily. I suspect that we're very likely going to test up back around about 23, maybe even 24 cents before this is all said and done. Now, of course, that does come with the same sort of criteria on this side. If we start to close below the 200 exponential average, in this case about 20 and a quarter, I would look at this as very likely putting in a lower high. It'll be confirmed, especially by taking out yesterday's low. Anywhere below there, doesn't need to close below there, but just anywhere below there, I'd be saying that this one's going to cough up the rally once again, which I actually feel very split on this right now. Like, obviously, Bitcoin going up and the rest of the market going up is good. It's very, very nice. Makes things more or less easy. But I have this epic song I want to release for Dogecoin and this epic music video, and this one's getting in my getting in my flow right now. But yeah, man, I suspect it's going to join whatever Bitcoin does. It had a chance to break down yesterday, didn't take it, and yeah, I basically still be running with that actually. No, I think that this one does follow through with it, albeit maybe not as much as Bitcoin, and I think that that's actually relatively clear. In fact, I imagine the Dogecoin Bitcoin ratio maybe is wrecked here. Yeah, this one should be wrecked. Yeah, there we go. That's a very wrecked chart. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Oh, this one's in free fall, baby. We're going down to the fucking doggy doorstep of hell. Probably like 350 satoshis over the next month or so. But unfortunately, my video was recorded for US dollars, so maybe I'll just have to edit in edit in some satoshis there. Anyways, let's see what else do we have. And of course, I should probably say, hey, look, I'm not trying to make anyone lose money or anything like that. Like, I'm not happy that people would lose money by buying into a meme shitcoin like this, which you should probably know is a goddamn worthless piece of shit. But markets are markets, man. So gotta call it as he sees it. Anyways, Philson says, Krown, please add this to long-term analysis, the PySock stuff. Yes, indeed, we will. There's gonna be a big focus on that, and actually more as well. Caretaker's going into fucking mad scientist mode right now, which is awesome. King Cosmic says, hi, SPY please 1 hour daily. I feel like a Scott. Yeah, I mean, we actually just look at the daily over there. SPY looks a little bit more short-term toppy than NASDAQ specifically. I would be looking at another run towards a low, so regardless of whether you're bullish or bearish, 43.60, 43.70ish region. Daily shows a little bit lower, but I suspect that's going to be more or less a function of the FOMC meeting. So I really hesitate to make any sort of concerted calls, especially on traditional markets when you have an event like that coming up, and also plenty of earnings as well, which is going to drive the market. And technical analysis just, yeah, you sometimes get a little bit of insight into it because people will be making, forwards advances who actually do have insider information, but it's... I wouldn't trust it, man. Personally speaking, I do not trade these times unless if you actually do have insider information, which is technically illegal to act on. Probably not very wise in my experience. So yeah, man, I do think short term it does come back. It does come back down around, and then it's going to depend on whatever the FOMC meeting most likely says. Now, if I'm looking at the weekly, still bullish. There's nothing bearish about this chart in any way, shape, or form on the weekly. It's a fucking ridiculous looking chart, no doubt about that. It isn't a parabolic blow off top stage, but I suspect that this can go a little bit more before the inevitable does happen. So take that as you will. If I had to guess, it would be very much in line with the history of these meetings. Probably gonna be another catalyst for more upside. Usually when Jerome Powell gets on the phone, it's gonna go up. That's just, if you actually track all of his statements with market moves, pretty much on the fucking, pretty much to the T every goddamn time, man. But I do hold reservations because, again, there's no way to fully know that. Nathan Holdingsworth. Hello, Mr. Holdingsworth. Good to meet you, sir. Can you recommend a good chart recognition software for someone who wants to learn the chart patterns or a good online source for reading? So that was a bunch of words that just says that you are not aware of TradingView. Can you recommend a good chart recognition software? So you mean you're asking for some sort of software that's going to recognize charting patterns? Well, first off, I'd say most charting patterns are bullshit. So I probably wouldn't want to do that even if I could. Second off, can you do that? Yeah, you actually can do that. Would I do that myself? No. And am I aware of anything that I'd feel comfortable promoting towards you? Also no. Or a good online source for learning. YouTube would be one. I do have plenty of free videos, as does many other people in the YouTube sphere as well. Bukowski is kind of the guy if you want to learn chart patterns. Again, I'm not a big chart pattern trader. I do like triangles. I think that they work pretty damn well, especially in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency land, and in traditional and everywhere else too. But for the most part, I'm not, I'm not huge on them. So that's on you if you want to, but I can only point you towards other people. But yeah, Bukowski's the guy for that. Anyway, Scott Barney says, can doggy not under 10 cents be signal that dump not over? I would say as long as it's above 1 cent, that's probably a good signal that the mark cycle is maybe not over, perhaps. But the question is, do we print higher highs first before coming back down and actually taking those levels or not? I mean, again, there are several things on the macro scale that are actually very inherently bearish. And again, I'll just kind of remove my own opinion from that. And you can check out the long-term analysis playlist, which goes over that in depth and also shows the bullish side as well. But the bearish side is still significantly stronger, actually. So I do, I do want to be as neutral as possible, because that is markets, that is trading, right? Anyways, Evil Quandrus says, your financial advice is making me rich. Thank you, sir. Shit, God damn it. It's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is the furthest thing from financial advice. I'm just sharing my stupid opinion, my stupid experience on the interwebs, for better or worse, which hopefully doesn't, hopefully helps in some way. Screamer, hey, what's up, Screamer? It's been a long time, man. Hey, Krown, could you please check silver on the 4 hour? Sure. Kind of a low time frame for something like silver, but well, maybe you're just trading it. I don't know. Well, daily's bad. 4 hours, short term good. Short term probably trades back up somewhere around $25 or so. Let me go back to the daily. I know you didn't ask about the daily, and you probably don't care about the daily, but we are very close to being in danger of losing our higher lows, I suspect, on the weekly. Yeah, very, very close, actually. We're obviously trading below the last higher low in this case, but we still got another few days left in the trading week for this one to pull itself back up. But any sort of closure below there, that is going to be a little bit concerning. Not super concerning. The big concern would be breaking the 55 on a closure, which is about 24.69 or so. But that would be a warning signal for right now. Now, of course, this would still be considered probably a higher low in the monthly, I'm going to guess. Yeah, it would. But perhaps this one just goes into a more prolonged sideways consolidation. But if your question is specifically on the 4 hour, yeah, short term up, man. Short term up. Bullish evidence off that last low. I'd probably be looking for, at the very least, a move towards 24.95 and very likely a move towards 25.05. Probably trades a little bit of sideways from there. No other strong opinions on this one. Anyways, what else we got? Michael Crook says, hey Kay, what's up, man? Can you check out Neuro stocks? Okay, N-U-R-O. N-U-R-O. Let's see, what is this? Neurometrics. Sounds cool. Sounds futuristic. Sounds fresh. Sounds like it's got something going on. And what are you looking for here? What to do? Short swing, but I just trying out where the bounce. I don't see the bounce until 10 short. Okay, are you saying that you want a 10 short 10? I'm not sure I understand your comment fully properly. Okay, hey Krown, could you check out Neurostocks? What to do? Short swing. Okay, do you mean it's a short time frame swing or a short swing, like you're taking a short position? But I was just trying. Don't short the fucking breakout, man. Like, Jesus Christ, why? Probably does trade back down somewhere around like 1280 or so. But well, let's see. Hold on, this one does have a pretty nasty history. Okay, I see what you're trying to do here, man, but I don't think that you really want to be holding like shorts for too long. I do think it could very easily come down to $14, at best probably $12, but I would be looking for, I would be looking for a low to be put on there on the shorter term timeframes here. Anywhere down around the gap is fair game. I don't even know if it necessarily gets there. And typically speaking, when you do get a pretty damn good breakout, you're probably not going to retest the gap anytime soon. In some cases, even ever. I mean, that is certainly possible. Long term, it's an absolute shitcoin of a stock. I mean, here's your real chart, right? I mean, this is just absolute garbage. So, I would agree with you. Long term, you probably are looking for a short, but this one can trade up towards. Oh my God! Wait, what the fuck? This can't be right. This one could trade up towards like $100 if it wanted to. I'm sure that there's something fundamental going on over here, because this is significantly different than what's been happening. And we actually do have a bit of a weekly reversal going on here too. Yeah, we do have higher highs and higher lows. Someone knew something. There was a little bit of insider trading going on right there. I think it's rather obvious, but yeah, man. Anyways, trying to figure out where the bounce. I don't see bounce until 10. Oh no, I would disagree with that. I'd be looking for bounce. I think the lowest this one goes is like probably 11.5. More likely to bounce probably around like 13 or 13.5 in my opinion, if I understand your question properly. Ro Cat has a lol. Hello, Ro Cat. Lol as well. Lol indeed. Justin Young, what's up, man? Just wanted to say thanks for sharing your thanks for sharing your knowledge. Hey, man, my pleasure. That's honestly what I want to be known for. It's like, look, I'm not saying that it's like you can never be certain that like anything is right or wrong, but you can share your experience, and that is that's a lot less pressure off of me, which is good, because I never want to think of myself as like, in the way that other people think of themselves as like educators and trainers and shit, like, or like a coach. No, that's not me, man. I'm just sharing what's kind of helped me, and then you can use that and take that as you will. And that's also like a very neutral thing as well, because look, if you take something from this, and then it works for you, then that's not me doing it for you. That's you doing it for yourself. And if you do it for yourself, then that is autonomous. And if you're autonomous, then there's no real reason why you aren't able to continue on with that path and continue to do your own fucking thing, which is, I think, like for most like logical people, that's where you want to be. You don't want to be reliant on other people. You want to be reliant on yourself at the end of the day. And then you come back to this channel as a colleague. You come back to this channel as colleagues, and we share ideas and come back together with something better. That's where I want to be. Meccan said, what's up, Meccan? Elsa, please inform the Krown I'm an insider. The wizard sleeve has shown me the future, and it's droopy. Oh, you fucker, man. Elsa, have you actually seen a wizard sleeve yet? Do you know what a wizard sleeve is?
No,
Elsa. Okay, Meccan, what I need you to do is I need you to send Elsa a wizard sleeve picture immediately. She just doesn't know what she wants to see. It's classic girl stuff. They say no when they really mean yes, and yes means anal. Anyways, Solana Bish says he doesn't say anything, but thank you for that, man. Feel free to have a chat as well. All right, let's see. All right, Dr. Famosa, we already looked at net inflows and outflows. There's actually an outflow, not an inflow. Firelife 84 says GRT, please. Sure, man. Let's see what we got. GRT, I haven't seen this one in a very long time. GRT USD still looks like a shitcoin, not joining the rest of the market as much, so this is not a good sign, but probably going to join the rest of the market overall, and I wouldn't be surprised if it starts to take out yesterday's high, if it starts to trade up to the 55 here. But, put this in relationship to a lot of the other altcoins that we've seen. This one actually does have a series of higher lows right here, which is good, but it's certainly not relatively strong. Like, it's not benefiting as much on these upside moves, but I suspect that it'll be like a late joiner, a bit of a laggard here. 69 cents is actually a great number and also a decent target. And then I really wouldn't be looking for like a concerted move to the upside as long as you're below, Jesus Christ, man, I must have been charting the damn shorter term time frames last time I looked at this damn thing. As long as you're below about 73.5 cents right there. Now, if it can't take out that area, you actually do have an uptrend, and I'd be targeting your prior highs back around June in this case, just around $1 actually. But for right now, a little bit of sideways, a little bit of upside, but not the strongest one in this market, unfortunately. And you didn't really give me a time frame on that, so I don't know what to do with that. Derek M says he wants to die. The doggy wants to die. What's up, Derek? Good to see you, man. He wants to die and talk to trees, if you know what I mean. Crypto Juggle says, hey, what's up, man? Can you check out Hex USD on the daily weekly? Yeah, we can look at Hex right here. Actually, I chucked it out right before this stream, just because it's fun for me to follow up on. And what did I say yesterday? I said we're probably going to bounce relatively soon. We did bounce off the 12 and a quarter level right here. Again, whether you're bullish or bearish on this one, which I do suspect that this is going to be your high for a while, but whether you're bullish or bearish on this one, very likely trade sideways. Next move, very likely to the upside. Wouldn't be surprised to see this thing tag back around, 14.5 to 15 cents. I think is rather likely, but I do think that you're range bound at best for a little bit of time here between 16 and 12 and a quarter, and it's going to take its time, maybe for like another month or so before potentially trending again or actually breaking down. Your easy breakdown areas would be below last week's low. If that level gets taken out, which I don't think is happening right now or really like this week or anytime soon, then that's at the point where I would call a macro top right now. But there is still a chance for the blue laws here, and short term, a little bit of sideways, probably even test the downside once again, but I do suspect that it will pick itself back up. And do we see anything on momentum oscillators? Yeah, we see a little bit of hidden bearish divergence. So very, very short term, next move to the downside. But I would be looking for another bounce off that area and then very likely trade up to somewhere around 15 cents, maybe 16 if things get a little more crazy, and then probably fall back into range and continue on with the sideways. Okay, let's see what else we got. Go Lucky, what's up, man? Hey, my man, I couldn't have survived past 3 years without. Hey, man, it's all good. You're still gonna be alive, sir. You don't need me. Just want to say I love you. I love you too, sir. The feeling is mutual, and it's very, very cool for me to see the same people get a room. How about you get out of our room? How about that? Anyways, it's like I said, man, it's always damn cool to see like the OGs of this channel really stick around, because it means that like you're actually like you're doing it. I mean, just to be able to survive in a market like this is actually pretty fucking impressive, especially if you don't have too much experience, and to also thrive in a market like this, that is that's professional. I mean, that's literally professional in my book. So excellent, man, fucking nicely done, sir. Okay, all right. Let's see. Justin Tomiak says, Elsa, tell this bloke, hello, I'm Sir Bloke, that I promote the hell out of his channel when asked for TA. Hey, man, very much appreciate that. How can I give back to you, sir? Do you have some sort of social medias or something like that? I demand he looks at LYXE 4 Hour Daily. Maybe he's just lying. Who knows? No, of course, probably not. Anyways, LYXE 4 Hour Daily. Okay, any exchange? What is this? LYXE? Is this a crypto or a derp? It's probably crypto. Luxo. All right, we'll go to KuCoin for this one. That's usually not the best sign. But actually, contrary to Bitcoin, this one actually does already have a higher low in place on the daily. I'm not a humongous fan of this short term right here, but I do expect that it is going to follow through. Okay, now I've seen it. It's the weekly that we should be on right here. Yeah, this one's very likely going to try to the upside. I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing somewhere around 11 or $13. That's the next area to be looking towards. I don't know what time frames you're looking at. Oh, you're looking at 4 hour and daily. 4 hour daily is not what I'd be looking on this one, just because they're not as obvious. The weekly is very fucking obvious. Multiple dots of hidden bullish evidence back above all major movement averages. This is looking good for at least a pop. Daily, less obvious. I mean, you could say as long as above the 200 is fine, but I wouldn't put too much weight on that, even if it broke it. 4 hours constructive sideways. So yeah, I do expect that it probably does actually move up from here over the next couple weeks. Looking pretty damn good, man. What's up, Pablo South? Bonjour, mon ami. How you doing, man? Smash the likes on Nucor. Yes, if I could so lovingly ask for your help on the like button there or the dislike button. It's all the same thing, man. It's all interaction, I suppose. It would very much help, actually. All right, on Nucor, yeah, man, dude. It's funny. We actually looked at it yesterday. And I was like, man, where is Pablo South when this one's actually doing what we've planned for like a fucking month ago? Okay, so we did come all the way down. I believe this was to our daily level right here. Yeah, we came all the way down to our just in the shallow 80s, and then we were looking for a bounce within that region. I think this one's mostly operating off the weekly right here. Yeah. And this one's looking good for a pop-up as well. Have we taken out the median of this range already? The 98.80 versus 99? Yes, indeed we have. So I would be looking for this one to work its way up somewhere back around about a buck, $1.06 to $1.10 over the next month or whatever, and very likely continues on with a macro rally, probably like Q4 of this year. It's going to be a long-term thing, but I'm still looking at this as more or less good. And the higher term time frame that we go, the better that it looks, more or less. I mean, the bi-monthly is quite obvious right there, I think, or at least very, very telling if I do want to be bullish. And the same thing with the quarterly as well. Both very, very powerful time frames, but naturally speaking, as we said before, this one's going to take a long time. But hey, it's actually showing some pretty damn good signs right here. I think that this one's ready to maybe trend once again on the weekly, in fact. Let's see. Justin Tafoya says, hey, Krown, what's up, man? Hope all is well. It's not well, man. I'm going to have a fucking heart attack and stroke, my doctor told me. Can we check out MicroStrategy or MSTR? Let's see. What do we have right here? Elsa says, it's not funny. I mean, that's what he told me. Anyways, NASDAQ over here. What do we have? Okay. And what time frames were you looking at? Daily, weekly, monthly. Okay. Actually looking pretty damn good here. Still a little bit of range bound action going on, of course. Does this one have its earnings coming up? Monthly is the chart that I'd be looking at, though. The weekly is a little bit sloppy. I'm not so confident on this one. Do I think that it maybe pops back down to fill the gap at like 581st before trying another upside move? Maybe yes. No strong opinion on that. As long as it's above the 55 in this case, I am still looking at this as more or less bullish reaccumulation. Monthly, very, very telling here. Similar to Nucor, I would be looking for this one over the next couple of months to work its way back up towards $900. Does look like it what I say that wants to trend? I'm not so sure about that, but it does look pretty damn good. At the very least, constructive. Sideways is constructive here, and this one does look like it wants to test some upside, so I do like that actually as well. Not bad, man. Not bad indeed. I know you asked about the daily as well, but I don't really... daily is fine here. Sideways and up is the name of the game, and it looks decent enough. Okay, cool. Mr. Miguel, there he is. Hi, Krown. Hope you're well, sir. Just got hit with a market cipher indicator promo. They're doing promos for it, man. That's what's his face? Crypto Face's indicator, right? He actually emailed me like years ago, asking me to use it. Any thoughts on it? No, I don't have any thoughts on it. I do know that there's some speculation, or I don't know if it's proven or not. If anyone happens to know in the chats right here, you can please be vocal about it, because I'm not very educated on this, so I want to be very forwards with that. But apparently that indicator is like... apparently that indicator is basically like a free indicator that he packaged together with something else, and then now is selling it for just selling it for whatever price that he wants, I guess. Any thoughts on it? I can't tell you any thoughts as to whether it's good or not. I've never used it myself. I just remember hearing something like that specifically, and I'm sure that someone in the comment section probably knows, or maybe I just have the wrong person in mind anyways, but something like that I remember. Anyways, also, could we check out CAUTI USDT weekly, please? Okay. CAUTI. And you want to look at weekly, so nice higher term time frames as I chicken scratch my little keyboard over there. Oh wow, this one's looking all kinds of weird. Definitely a relatively weak coin in this market. And you said specifically the weekly. Okay, the weekly I'm not so hot on, man, but it's going to be hard to be bearish on anything when Bitcoin is rallying up. Just, they're not going to join as much. So this one, another move up to the 55 at 1575 is completely fine. But it is difficult to get excited about this one long term, as long as you're below basically this 27 to 29 level right here. Anything between there's fair game. You can see this level coming in from our last breakdown in June is going to be a big one right around, and it's also going to be coincide with the 200 as well. That's be 18 cents. I imagine this one probably does follow to the upside. It's just I don't think it's going to follow as much as Bitcoin. So pick your poison on this one. I know you asked about a weekly. Yeah, not really going to get too much from this. I mean, it technically is still in an uptrend. We didn't really. This is just this is your high. This is your lower high. Do we get a lower low? Yeah, actually we do have a lower low. So we do have a downtrend right there. Sorry, I'm just completely fucking barfing up my own trends right there. But this one is ready for a bounce, whether you're bullish or bearish. It's kind of the same thing as Bitcoin at $30,000. Like, this is not the time to be looking for the big move to the downside. This is the time to be looking for a bounce. And then if the bounce shows a weakness, that's potentially your big short. But for right now, sideways and up, just not as strong as the rest of the market. And I dare say relatively weak. Very, very fucking weak, actually. Pablo Sal says, market seem that will bleed soon. Apple hourly daily. Okay, let's see. Again, this is kind of a more what's it called? Like fundamental day, if you will. Maybe not fundamental is the right word. Wow, man, I haven't looked at this chart in a long fucking time. Holy shit, it's still working though. Not bad. I'm gonna extend this a little bit right there. This technically is a rising wedge, and they actually do work all right in traditional markets. But I do think it's going to give another stab to the upside before this is all said and done, about 150, maybe 155 or so. Maybe above there. I mean, this thing goes fucking parabolic, but who knows? But looking at the daily, which is what you asked for, I'd be looking for short-term downside. Yes, 143.5 is where I'd be looking towards. Actually, shit, now that I go down to an hourly is a completely different story. Hidden bullish divergence, yeah, back up probably to 148, maybe even 150. Again, did Apple already have their earnings, or is it today or tomorrow? I don't know. I don't really keep up on these things, so I don't trade these anymore. Or I never really traded Apple, but just traditional markets in general. And you should know what like the big names are doing. I do think it will come back down to about 143 and a half to 144. Regardless of whether you're bullish or bearish, probably sometime in the next week or so. But ultimately, I'm not bearish on it. There's nothing bearish about this chart. But it is going to be driven by these events, and the monthly is a breakout right now. No, I'd have to I'd have to respectfully disagree. Long term, I have to be bullish on this just by the way that it looks. But short term, I mean, even the hourly is bullish right here. It's the daily that makes me think we might see a pullback first before another liftoff. Either which way, man, I'm not bearish on that chart, barring any sort of like terrible, disgusting, earnings report or whatever. Maybe they even already had it, like I said as well. I don't know. In fact, I think they did have it. Hold on, let me double check. I believe they did actually have it. I need to know this now. This is gonna bother me. Google, yes, earnings preview. All right, where's my derp? Apple preview. When is it? Okay, when the fuck is it? Just say the goddamn date of it. I see all the questions about it and all of the expectations here. Okay, I literally can't just see the date. God damn it. All right, well, whatever. All right, we'll swing back around that later, perhaps. Perhaps someone knows as well. It's probably an easy Google. Justin Young, welcome to the cave, sir. Thank you for becoming a cave member officially. What else do we have? Did I miss another? I must have missed another one. No, okay, got that one right there. Ty Winset, what's up, man? Band USDT. Okay, bands that make her dance. You know the old Juicy J's. Let's see, what do we have here? Daily, weekly, please. Let's see. Yeah, daily's probably going to follow through. Again, another example of, a slightly stronger altcoin, but still a laggard to Bitcoin specifically. I would be looking for a move somewhere around 666, probably a little bit of a pullback right there. Your next big area to be aware of is obviously basically like 666, 670-ish region. Above there, you do have an uptrend, and I would extend targets all the way up to $8.25, $9. You're probably going to need to see some strength in Bitcoin for that to be a reasonable possibility of happening, but it does look rather likely here. All time frames are showing, at the very best bounce. We do have some bullish evidence on the weekly formulating itself as well, and typically speaking, my target will usually be at the 21. This is only 2 drives here, so maybe a little bit less, but you can see a path forwards, and I imagine it's probably evolved from there as well. Again, watch Bitcoin for direction, but if Bitcoin takes a leg up into the 45s, that's kind of where I'd be looking for on that one. Okay, Crypto Angels, what's up, man? Theta 4-hour and daily, but just the good news. Okay, just the good news. All right. Theta, have you heard the good news of Theta coin, the one that will make you rich? Theta tokens. Actually, not so bad, man. This one would be an example of, I believe, a relatively strong altcoin. Yeah, playing back up to the 55 and 200. And again, you have the same. I love this setup right here. I fucking love this setup. You have a death cross, technically speaking. This is a terrible example of a death cross that you'd want to play to the downside. The second that this thing closes either above 645 or takes out the 26th of July high right here, I look for this one to go on a tear. This one is a relatively strong altcoin. There actually is some decent news in this one. 9.5 to 960 is where I'd be looking towards after that. Maybe this one even continues, after that. I mean, this is a falling channel, so those are typical bullish resolve formations. But again, Bitcoin's direction is going to probably matter more in this case. Hidden bullish evidence off the weekly low. Yeah, I suspect that this one will be a little bit more of a benefitter of Bitcoin's boolah-ishness short and medium term. I mean, this is looking very good on a weekly, by the way. This is looking very, very good on the weekly. Just saying. There are plenty of things to like about this, especially if you can close back above the 21. I like it. I'd be looking for that move at least to like 46, 47,000 bucks after that. And maybe we do just sneak a little blue buy signal there on the hash ribbons. Who knows? Okay, Nicholas Mudalar says, "Hey Krown, what's up, man? My question isn't sending in super chat for some reason. Going to type it in the regular chat. Okay, then Elsa will stand by and she will relay it to me. Then hopefully, okay, she hasn't found it just yet, so she'll be waiting, sir." Hopefully, it could be like YouTube will auto moderate comments based off of like their specific algorithm. I suspect it has something to do with like, looking for what's it called? Scam comments and shit like that. So maybe you're trying to look at a token that's like the same as some of the scam comments, and maybe that's why it's auto blocking it. If you could maybe like spell it out or something, find like a creative way around that, and that should help the situation. Smoky Burnout says, "Can I see the moon phases or the rainbow flag chart thing?" The rainbow flag. Well, the moon phases have not changed, and they will not change anytime soon because they only change like once every couple weeks or so. But we can. Which one did you want to look at? The time chart, was that right? Hold on. Okay, the rainbow flag chart. Oh, the rainbow flag chart. You're talking about this? You're probably talking about this. Okay, let's get rid of this. Boom. And let's put on, you're talking about this, the rainbow stock to flow indicator. We are green right now. That would be another thing, a little bit more in the bullish case, suggesting that we have not found our blow off tops just yet. As you can see, anytime that we have printed green, the top was not in just yet. You can see the same thing over here. This one eerily similar to what we're doing right now. Actually, in fact, if you want to be bullish, this is probably what you're looking at right here. Probably my best my best attempt at like looking for not just new all-time highs but significantly new all-time highs. See a nice little consolidation for a few months, and then boom, green, new highs are made, and massively new highs are made actually after that one. Not as similar over here, but still good nonetheless. We do see it start to print green. Bitcoin goes into a small short-term sideways consolidation, and then massive new highs after that as well. And then what do you know? We are slightly turning green right now as well. Fair enough. And for what it's worth, actually, when I look at it on this chart, it should be denoted. And while I did call out what Caretaker presented earlier, this read over here is ever so slightly shallow below the spot 7 read, of which the other ones you can see are actually significantly below it. So perhaps that would be a good counterpoint to it. Although I could also find many counterpoints on top of that to what I just said. In fact, yeah, it's not. I mean, that's a little bit of hopium right there. Yeah, maybe I should have mentioned that. It's not. That's kind of hopium right there. But yeah, man, that would be a little more on the bullish side. Yes. So fair enough. Hopefully that was what you were looking for. BK says, "Hello, Mr. BK. K, can you look at GHST? GHST. You're talking about this thing, right? Yeah, you're talking about this. Okay. Well, we do not want to be looking at this chart. Hold on. This is not the chart I'm looking for. Over here. Ghost technology. That sounds like sounds very interesting actually. Anyways, you're looking at 4-hour daily, weekly, month. Okay, that's too many time frames because monthly it's not going to barely be populated. This is the best altcoin chart we've seen today. Bullish as fuck. This one's going to not just make new all-time highs, it's already making new all-time highs, but it's not just going to make new all-time highs, it's probably going to make significantly new all-time highs. You can make a bit of a measure move on this one, as it is a very sloppy accumulation right here. To see what I'm just kind of like measuring it out a bit here by eye, but I'd probably be looking for a move towards 240, maybe even $2.50 before this is all said and done. Short-term time frames, 4-hour. There's gonna be some downside moves here. It is showing a little bit of extendedness here. If it does want to have a short-term downside move, I'd be looking for a move towards like 150 to 155 or so. Daily, same thing. I mean, daily's just continuation. It's still good. Weekly, good. Monthly is obviously fucking good. So, yeah, man. There will be downs along the way, but that one looks pretty fucking good. That's probably the most bullish altcoin chart we've seen today by far. Okay, Steve, Bob, JD, what's up, man? Could you please look at Helium HNT on the daily, 4-hour, and 1-hour? Okay, HNT Helium. Okay, let's see what we got here. I'm guessing it's this thing. It could have been a stock. It could have been legitimate, but no, it is this thing right here. Let's see, maybe this one's legitimate as well. Maybe I shouldn't talk to in advance. And yeah, it's probably gonna pull through here. You're looking at daily 4-hour and 1-hour. Daily's fine. Anywhere above the 55 on a closure, 12 and a quarter, and I'd be looking for a retest of these. No, I want to do this one right here. I'd be looking for the retest of the top side of the prior daily range highs. That's about $14. Will look pretty damn good by, especially closing back above there. That'll start to imply targets back up to about 16.5, $17 or so. Look pretty damn good. 4-hour. Not as good, actually. 4-hour looks like it's actually drooping over here. But I suspect that is just a function of it being a very liquid shitcoin on a low time frame. Hourly shows a slightly different picture here. Bullish evidence of that last low probably does trade up. Again, gonna matter what Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin shows any weakness, this one very likely does cough up its rally. But a very easy way to be looking at this one is actually just looking at yesterday's doji dodo. Above the high or below the low, you're very likely going to see a move in that direction. That sounds fucking stupid. Let me explain. Take out the low, I'd be looking for a retest of your current lows. Take out the high, I'd be looking for that move probably over the next week or two back up to this area right here with potential for more. Probably gonna matter whatever Bitcoin does, but that one seems to have a little bit better good things going on it than most altcoins actually. Go like it says, love you Elsa, but buy your man some hair. Hey, how dare you? Look at this full head of hair. Look at how crazy. Look at those little wires coming out of my noggin. What's up, Nimbo? Nimbo says, Krown, lol, look at the Apple chart and the E symbol at the bottom. Oh, wait, what? Oh, Jesus Christ. I've been using TradingView for such a long time, I don't even know how to use it. Actually, when I was trading traditional markets, I did not use TradingView. I did use stockcharts.com. Where's the E symbol? I don't even know. Don't even know where it is. Doesn't matter though. It was probably either yesterday or today or tomorrow. It's one of the days this week. Very likely. Tell him to click the E. But where is the E? Where that E at? Did you say? Oh, you said right here. Oh, it was yesterday. It was yesterday. I was right. It was yesterday. No, I wasn't right. I didn't fucking know. Yeah, it totally beat on. Did it totally beat on earnings? As reported, it was estimated. 101 as reported. 130. Yeah, pretty well done there. Yeah, I'd probably be bullish on that one. There we go. Nice one. Good little trick to know. Thank you for that, sir. Gordon Flinch says, I would like to hire Krown as my sperm donor. I'm infertile and want to be the parent of a famous trader. I'm actually got snipped, so that's not possible. But I that's very it's very kind and generous and makes me really reconsider a lot of things in my life. Thank you. I don't say that. Firelife84 says, new to crypto, have 1.75 average into GRT, several grand, thinking of cutting losses and swapping rest over into something better. Newbie and didn't know. Well, the best thing to do after you've done something bad is to do something good. So that's a short way of saying, yeah, get the fuck out and do something that you're more in line with. So first off, my question would be to you, first backwards engineer, like what are you going to do different? First off, you're just taking your money out of that one, which, hold on, let's go see it first. So you average into it at 175. Well, let's just see where that is to begin with. Like, maybe that's not so bad. It could be. Okay, it's pretty fucking bad. Yeah, it's pretty fucking bad, man. Wow, yeah, pretty bad. Okay, so what exactly is the question? Several grand. Well, probably young, and it's in the long term of things, probably just small loss in hopefully a more healthy career. Okay, so thinking of cutting my losses and swapping the rest over to something better. Well, what I could say is that you're probably going to have a little bit of upside move here. I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing maybe tag back up to $1 if Bitcoin really gets going over the next month or so. But could you make more money being in something that's moving more in comparison to that? I don't know. That's something to consider. But here would be my statement to you is like, okay, there probably is going to be a better chance to get out on this one. Maybe something to consider, of course. But if you're thinking of swapping rest over into something better, what I would say is, look, what makes you think it's going to be better? Do you have a plan? If you don't have a plan, I would not do the same thing, because it needs to be based off something. You need to have some sort of statistical representation of that what you're doing, some sort of verification that what you're doing is going to be an actual better decision. Just swapping over to something else because looks cool, bro, is probably not going to be a good idea. Now, it sounds like you're already aware of that fact. So I'm just kind of mirroring that back to you, hopefully. And what I'd say on top of that is, like, I made a video on this channel. It's completely free, called the trade checklist, something like that. Trade strategy and checklist, whatever the fuck it is. If you search it up, I'm sure it'll come up. And if you can fill that out, and then back test it, you will come up with a workable strategy. But you need to fucking backtest whatever the hell you're going to think about, whatever you're thinking about it. Now, I don't know if you're looking to just trade this. Probably not, because you don't hold fucking like 60% losses, 70% losses. Wow. You don't. Yeah, you're probably not gonna do that for trader. Probably, I'm gonna guess you're probably more of a long-term moonshot guy, or just you're probably more of a long-term guy, right? That's what I guess, based off of what you've told me thus far. In that case, you still want to make sure that you research, like, fundamentally these products that you might be thinking of getting in. But at the end of the day, man, if you're thinking of getting into cryptocurrencies, the history of cryptocurrencies has been that up until now, for the last 12 or so years, pretty much most of the time, 99.9% of the time, for 99.9% of coins, they're going to be doing whatever the fuck Bitcoin's doing in a more emotional degree. That means Bitcoin goes up, they typically go up a little bit more. When Bitcoin goes down, they certainly go down a lot more on average. So make sure that you understand kind of what you're getting yourself into. It might just be a good idea to get out of the market in general, and until you really feel, very confident. Now, I'm not a fundamental guy. I'm not a long-term guy. I'm not the person to go to for that. I can just hopefully lead you towards something better, because any sort of decision-making process besides just throwing it into GRT, which I don't even know what the fuck this thing does or what the hell it is better. Is better than just blindly fucking picking something, right? Most importantly, it's not most important, but here's where most people, like, plans fall apart, and here's where your plan fall apart. If I could interject myself, you need to have a plan for what to do if your investment or trading decision, whatever the fuck it is, your decision is going to be wrong. What is that criteria going to be specified on? It could be many different things. In this case, you could have you could have recognized trend in this case, and you would have said, oh, we're in a daily downtrend. Maybe I don't buy a fucking downtrend, because that's not what any rational investor would ever fucking do ever. But sorry, I can't myself. You're new, okay? We need to give you a pass here. Obviously, you didn't know. Like, no shit. You have to learn somehow. I learned very painfully as well, man. Not fucking fun. I definitely know that. Anyways, you know, something simple like that would give you just even a greater leg up than than just like blindly picking some. So, you know, perhaps in the future you have a sort of you have a sort of condition like, look, I'm looking at this as a long-term investment, but if we do enter into a downtrend on X time frame because that is correlated to my long-term outlook, then I will get out. I'll take the loss and look for something better that's more in line with what I'm looking for. Again, supported by your own statistical backtesting of whatever strategy you're trying to employ. Hopefully that is in some way helpful, sir. Justin Tafoya says, you can find earnings with green button E on TradingView chart. Oh, whoops. Got it. Thank you for that, man. Appreciated. Oh, man. Yeah, I feel like such a fucking moron, man. Such a moron. The platform that I also used in traditional markets was LiveVol as well, and that one actually would show you on, on the system too. Stock charts that I believe did not show you where the earnings date was. Anyways, it looks like we're through all the comments right now. It's actually a rather slow day today, which is kind of cool. I can get down into the regular comments right here. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got here. Okay, all right. Nice Kitty says GRT is a long-term blue chip. Is it? I mean, it's not terrible. It's not. I mean, in the context of most altcoin charts, it's not looking terrible. But you know, most altcoin charts just don't look that great in general. You know, it's kind of like measuring yourself up versus piss and shit, right? Your boy Elio Trade Super is looking great on the daily. Let's see. What is Elio got over here? I know he's got his own coin. Yeah, it is looking pretty damn good. Hey, look at that, man. He's got an uptrend now. Not bad. I should message him about that. He probably already knows. Yeah, this one's very likely going to a buck. It's looking pretty damn good. I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing back around a buck. Not bad. What it looks like on linear. Got beat up pretty fucking nastily here. Jesus Christ, man. Let's just see. Holy moly. Oh my God, man. Those DeFi things. That is not for the faint of heart. God damn. That is nasty. Hacked says TS Bonk. You got hacked? Oh no, Yeldmatic got hacked. Benjamin Lange says, Krown, would you have a look at Bitcoin 3-month chart on Bitstamp? We can just go to the index chart that has even more history than that and look at it on 3 months if you so desire. Put it right here. How's the quarterly looking like? I mean, if you're looking at this from a technical standpoint, you're looking at the quarterly, and yeah, we did not make new lows. You're looking at last quarter, I'm talking about Q2, as consolidation after the highs. You're looking at Q3 as very likely. I mean, if this one trades back up to $58,000, basically eats up the whole loss, it's gonna be very fucking bullish. At that point, you're gonna see me get very fucking bullish. I don't care what the goddamn hash rate indicator is doing at that point, but yeah. Aaron Depp says, good day, sir. What's up, man? Possible to look at charts for ramp DeFi? Sure. Oh man, those DeFi things, man. Those DeFi things, they move like fucking madman. Actually, let's go to a daily here. We need more history. Not bad, actually. Not bad. It looks like it got pretty damn beat up to the downside as well. But this one looks like it very likely wants to trade back up towards 24 cent or so. What? Oh, Elsa's on the phone. I think flying dogs are coming in line right now. Okay, let's see. Possible to look at charts for ramp DeFi. I don't have time frames. Okay, well, just on the daily, I mean, it looks okay here for continuation. Again, I want to see Bitcoin do the same thing as well, but stairs up its way up right here on the 4 hours, completely fine, completely normal. Momentum oscillator is showing the same thing, hidden bullish divergence off the last 4 hour low, and daily is, yeah, I think daily's going to push through here, man. Again, very much led by Bitcoin, but increasing volatility on this nice little reversal is looking good. Very, very nice. Don't worry, as I split from hodler into hodler to trader, I'll make a plan. Just learning a wink every stream. Hey, all good, man. All good. It sounds like you're very aware of what you want to do, and that is most of the battle anyways. So yeah, man. I'd probably be looking for a move towards 24 cent. Okay, let's see. Mr. T, so rude, sir. Oh, here we go. Here comes Mr. Lucky. He is bouncing his way in. He's he looks very confused, and he also doesn't smell like shit today too, so this is good. Hey. Well, he's about to shit all over my fucking floors, so that's really nice. Oh, we're getting some doggy hump. Wow, I'm pregnant. This is We have the same hair. It's very nice. Let's see. Jose Gloria says, hello, my friend. What's up, man? Watching you from Texas. Holy shit, it must be late as all hell there. Well, good night, good evening to you, Mr. Crypto Zombie. Glad I can catch you. Could you please check out VeChain Weekly Monthly? Thank you, sir. Sure, man. Let's see some BET. Where's Josh, man? Let's see. Should he be getting back into this? Not. I mean, it is falling more than most. It is falling more than most. I do think it's gonna. Look, here's what I'd be looking for on this one. Very likely does retest right around 9 cent. And I would love, if this thing does close above 9 cent, it would not just have a higher high above range highs, it'd also be close above the 200 and be the same sort of death cross fake out that I absolutely love. At that point, I would look for a nice move up to 12, maybe even all the way up to 14 cents after that. That would look pretty damn good. I'd like to see that first. It probably does follow through, hidden bullish evidence off the weekly lows. Yeah, probably is going to follow through here. Even the weekly auto fib already turning up there too. Lower term time frames. Problems below the last higher low in the 4 hour, about 7.5 cents. But for now, sideways and up is what I'd be looking for. Again, mostly going to depend on whatever Bitcoin does. And I do think that Bitcoin probably has one more leg here after some sideways. Okay, all right. Let's see. I missed Daniel Smith's. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Okay, you sent it me. Okay, got it. All right, Mr. Smith. Sorry about that, sir. Hi, Krown. What's up, man? Can we take a look at Bitcoin accumulation distribution indicator? DERF submission indicator on the monthly. Yeah, we can look at it. It's probably not changed. Or I imagine it's definitely not changed. Has it changed? Actually, on the index, it is positive right now. What the hell? Yeah, Bitstamp, it's negative. Coinbase, positive. Finex, positive. MEX, positive. Holy shit. Holy shit. That's actually one of the biggest bear cases I was having for Bitcoin right there, actually. That's actually pretty significant, man. I'm very glad you brought that up, Daniel. Thank you. So the cumulative distribution indicator, as of right now, with, what, 3 days left to go? We got, yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, till Saturday. Is positive. Wow. How the tides have changed, or at least another thing has changed right there. Very, very impressive, actually. I'm very glad you pointed that out. That would be another point in the Boulos court right there for long term. Let me take a sippy sip of this water. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right, sweet. Let's see. Okay. Hey, what's up, D-Fox? Welcome, sir. There he is. He's joined the cave officially. Darren Garish says, show me some MTL USD Hopium. Okay. This is Metal Pay. This was like a crypto card. Did they ever do anything on Binance? Looks like the exact same chart on the lower term time frames and on the daily time frame as well. We do have a higher low, so that is good. I need to see it take out the 200 right here. Just under $2. If it can do that, I would look for a nice move. Probably up to like 250, 260 or so. That'd be the next major area. Doesn't look as strong as some of the other ones, certainly, but I'd certainly give it the benefit of the doubt on the 4 hours, as long as it's above about 157 or so. Sideways and up is what I'd be looking for. It is looking somewhat constructive, just in like a weird altcoin way. That's what I'd be looking for right there. Hopefully not the worst chart. No, it's certainly not the worst chart. It's certainly not the worst chart today, unless we pull it all the way back out. And yeah, it's pretty fucking bad chart. Pretty fucking bad chart though. It's pretty bad, man, but it's probably gonna join the rest of them right now. It looks like. I'd give it the benefit of the doubt in this case. Hey, what's up, Age8 Productions? You already seen Krown, been watching since 17 or 18. Holy shit, man! Another OG. Fucking hell, man. Thank you, man. That's very kind and generous. Thank you, man. I'm blushing now. Appreciate that, man. And same back to you, sir. Jeff Carver says, hey, Krown, thanks for being consistent and sharing your insights. No problem, man. I watch every day and mentally bleep out. Okay, fair enough. We can meet in the middle there. We can meet in the middle there. Just, I hope that people understand, if I swear or something, if I use bad language, it's not intended to be, offensive or anything. It's just, it's just a lazy way of expressing certain thoughts and ideas. All right, Matic, 1 hour, 4 hour daily. Got it. All right, let's see what we got here. Yeah, I see. Actually, one of my charts, probably should have just gone there, but whatever. All right, let's try it right here. And you're looking at 1 4 hour and daily. Okay, daily I do like. This one's actually popping up a little bit better than a lot of the other ones. Didn't get beat up as much to the downside. I'd very likely be looking for it to give another run towards about 120 to 1 1/4. That's the next major level here. If you do start to close above about 1 1/4, I would extend targets significantly in this case, but that is kind of a tall order for right now, up to about 160 or so. Short-term time frames, kind of the same as a lot of the other charts that we've seen. Short-term, it is nice and constructive, but I would say below 90 cents, this idea would be wrecked, and I'd be looking for a very likely a retest of the lows. That's again 90 cents on a 4-hour. Hourly is probably gonna be the same thing. I don't think there's gonna be a huge difference right here. Short-term very likely does come back down and test around like mid 90s, but that's not the problem area. 90 cents is the problem area in my eyes. Nicholas Moodlar says, hello, Krown. What do you look for on funding rate and open interest for potential trap versus break of range? Okay, so funding rate and open interest. Okay, so keep in mind when you're talking about traps, it's not just the funding rate and open interest. You also want to put volume into the equation as well. Those are the big three things that I look for. So open interest, you want to see open interest. If it's going to be a trap, you're looking for open interest to go down on the actual breakout or breakdown. Funding rate, you want to see in the opposite direction. So negative funding rate would be bad for a downside move. Positive funding rate would be bad for an upside move. Now, funding rate is probably the least important of these, by the way, the least important, and I don't put a whole hell of a lot of weight on it. And then volume, you want to, if it is going to be a trap, you typically see a low volume break on, and typically like a swing around the lows, and then like quick bring back within like a couple days, 2 to 3 days at most. That's typically what you do see on a nice little trappy move. Mr. Mean Gun says, any thoughts on Link 1 to 4 hour? Yeah, we can look at it. I imagine it's going to be the exact same on the lower term time frames, if I had to guess. Actually, a lot more constructive on the lower term time frames, funnily enough. I do think it will have another run back down towards 18.5, but yeah, your higher lows as long as you're above about 17.5. So I look at that as completely fine. Probably trades up from there. Did we close a new highs right here? Nope, we didn't. I would like to see a closure above the 55 in this case, and then I would extend targets significantly somewhere around like 24.5 to 25.5. So sideways and up. Again, I want to see Bitcoin lead the party, but short term very likely does come down, and I imagine Bitcoin probably short term same thing. Actually, let's just double check right here. Yeah, you can see Bitcoin's certainly relatively strong in comparison to altcoins. It's hanging very high, relatively speaking. Wouldn't mind a move down to like, I'd still say even like 37.5, but it looks like 38.5 is kind of the area to watch right now. Okay, let's see. What else do we have over here? Else is being lazy and playing with dogs, which is gross. Anyways, let's see. What do we miss out over here? Hey, what's up, Gohan's mom? Welcome to the cave as well. Miss mom, Miss mother. We got Jam. Jam says, how's ICP looking? How's ICP looking daily? ICP, this is the internet computer derp thing that got a lot of hate. Yeah, it's definitely deserved for getting hated on. It's pretty bad, but it's poised for a nice upside move here. Oh my god, 92.5% downside move. God, that is brutal. That is fucking brutal. Look, I would be looking for it to retest around the high side of this rally thus far, like 45.75, maybe up all the way to $47. Personally speaking, I do think it will continue on with the rest of the market. We got even maybe some potential phantom div populating itself right now with any sort of a closure here or higher. If that happens, very likely it will get the next move, and I would be targeting the prior highs of the range, about 29th of June at about 54.25. So keep in mind, this is the real chart. Like it's pretty ugly, man. It's pretty bad. But anywhere above there, I'd start to extend targets a lot more. I'd start to look at like 60, mid 60s to upper 60s after that. But one thing at a time. Again, if Bitcoin starts to falter in any way, shape, or form, this thing probably does fall down as well. Higher lows on the short-term time frames, as long as you're above about $37. Below there, problems, and probably goes for another trending move to the downside. Would not be fucking good, man. Crypto Jesus, what's up, Jesus? Good to meet you, man. Hello, sir. Thanks for your leadership in this cult. No problem. We are all cult leaders right now in the cult of pleasure, sir. If I may be the first to bring the shit charts MBY on the daily, please. Okay. Volume equals 7x average. Oh dear lord. Okay. All right. Let's see. Maybe we don't judge it. Whoops, that's not it. Maybe we don't judge it before we see it. I'm guessing it's this. And what are we looking at? What are we looking at here? Oh my fucking lord! Yeah, worst chart of the day award definitely goes to this pile of steaming garbage. Jesus Christ, man, this is a dumpster fire of a chart. It's gone from like 105 down to 65 cents. It's literally beaten itself into being an actual penny token shitcoin. 99.69% down. Wow, can't get worse than that, man. Can't get worse than that. Okay, now what exactly was it? On the daily, I mean, there's going to be rallies in this thing, of course, but is it going to do anything of particular note? Probably not. I don't know on this one, man. If I'm looking at oscillators, they do suggest that we probably test back up towards 79 cent or so. I don't feel comfortable on these sorts of things though. Here's what I can tell you. What I can tell you is what you already know. You got lower highs as long as you're below about $1.40, $1.50. You know, can it rally back up to like $1? Probably pretty easily. Wouldn't hold my breath for this thing anytime soon though. And if this thing really actually starts to rally like long term, which the monthly says very unlikely, I'd start to look at that as like an end signal for the current bull market in traditional markets. Most likely, this thing is just beat to shit. But yeah, it probably does try another upside move. If I'm going off of oscillators here, but if I'm just going off of straight up charts, I'd say I have no opinion on this. It's just ugly, man. Silver Trust, I appreciate that, sir. But we need a message, sir. We need a message indeed. Hey, what's up, Live City? Can we please look at Litecoin? Yeah, you know the funny thing is, no one ever asked about Litecoin, even though it used to be like the popular shitcoin from back in the day. Are my charts still working here? Yes, but they're sloppy, and I'd rather just delete them for right now. Let's see, daily. Actually, let's go down to the short-term time frames right here. Short term, I probably would be looking for another retest of 130, very short term, that is. But as long as you're above about 127, I do respect the short term time frame uptrend, and probably does join Bitcoin as well. Very similar charts to a lot of the other ones. Big area right here, right around the 55 as well, about 144, 145 or so. Above there, you could extend rally significantly towards the 200, about 166, but you can tell that this one's definitely a bit more on the laggard side, definitely a bit more of a shitter coin. Litecoin is a boomer coin. I thought Bitcoin was the boomer coin. That's what I've been told. Okay, Silver Trust says, hi Krown, can you please bowed coin on Binance? Wait, what? Price has been recovering for a while. What could this be? Is this a troll? Am I being trolled? Am I being made? Motherfucker! Got trolled again! That's it! These streams are over! Had enough of this, and you scared the dogs now too. Hey, what's up, Justin Reeson? Can you check out Square on the daily and weekly? Sure. Bless Q. See what this one's doing. I imagine it is actually not doing anything. Okay, when was the last time I looked at this chart? I don't know when it was. Actually, on the weekly, it's still pretty damn good. Okay, thank you for the hug. Wow, you can tell by smile for the camera, you little doggo. It's actually not bad long term. It's actually pretty damn good long term. This very healthy consolidation right here. Monthly shows it a lot better. But what time frames are we looking at? Yeah, if I'm looking at the daily, I do think you can have another downside move very easily. 138, but it's a higher term time frames that say that this is an opportunity. If things came down to about 215, 220, that's where I look for like major opportunities. But what does weekly say? Yeah, weekly says 235 to 240 or so. Weekly still bullish, monthly still bullish. Weekly multiple drafts of hidden bullish evidence. Monthly is a little bit too young to judge. Too young to judge in this one. I love Mr. Lucky. There you go, Barry. Elsa now loves you. What's up, RK? Without fail. I appreciate that, RK. Let's see. What else we have here? What else do we have here? What's up, Jeff? Sloppy secondary charts. Yeah, exactly, man. Sloppy. Is Elsa actually a dude? It's been speculated that Elsa actually does have a P noir and was a female to male transition and then back to female, which is very bizarre. I don't know how to explain that, but I can tell you, she is definitely a gay man trapped in a woman's body.
Gay.
That's exactly right. And I'm a lesbian trapped in a man's body. All right, you want to look at XRP? We can look at XRP. That one's always popular. What is XRP doing? Same thing on the short-term time frame, sideways and down, but I suspect that the daily's probably fine. Yeah. If it comes back down to like 62 and a quarter, I'd probably be looking for a bounce there and tries its way back up towards 70 and a half or so. I mean, these are still lower highs to be fair. And actually, now that I look at it, we would have hidden bearish divergence if we do confirm lower highs here, but that ain't happening as long as we're above about 62 cents or so. You like that Hex Outlaw. Hey, what's up, Tyler? Oh, we got some Scrapple coming back in. I love it, man. Fucking love it. I can't eat that anymore though, man. It's gonna give me a stroke. Cardano, maybe please. Actually, yeah, we should look at Cardano. We haven't looked at it all at once today. 127 and a half. Yeah, having a pretty damn good bounce here. One of the better ones, in my opinion, especially like long term. This is it holds this level right here. Yeah, it did make a lower low, and we do have to be on lower high watch, of course, but where would my levels be? It's not the daily is actually not so obvious because it's so wiki on this. What is this trading on? Binance? Yeah, it is trading on Binance. This wiki is all hell. Oh, god damn it. All right, let's just get rid of all this shit. Here we go. Here's all we need to know on the lower term time frames. 121, as long as you're above there, you still got your uptrend, and I'd be more or less looking for it to go sideways and up. Can it test down around there? Yes, absolutely, not a big deal. Above 130, let's just call it 135 on a 4-hour closure. I'd be looking for another move back up around your prior range highs, somewhere around about 146, 150 or so. This will start to look pretty damn good at that point. What does a weekly look like? Weekly looks ugly as all hell. Wow, and I'm still not a huge fan of the monthly, but you got to give it the benefit of the doubt. Whatever Bitcoin's doing, altcoins are more or less going to mirror, as you know, just not as strong for right now. How deep into this video are we? 1.5 hours. You skipped me, good sir, says Flavio. Let me find Mr. Flavio over here. Hold on, where is Flavio? There he is. Sorry, man. Apologies for that. Hello, sir, from SoCal. What time is it in the West Coast right there? You guys are probably like, what, 9 or 10 hours behind us, I'm guessing? Looking at BLZ USDT. Okay. Ball sack. What's funny about that? This one's called Blue Zell. Great name. Rolls right off the tongue. Daily and 2-day showing multiple rounds of bullish divergence, volatility expanding, TSI erect, volume profile showing signs of accumulation, big FA by EOM. Okay. Let's see. All right, so first off, well, daily did have bullish divergence off the low, but that, like, if you're going to play bullish divergence in this case, you take profits in the, you typically take profits at the 21. If you're really aggressive, take it at the 55 in this case. What about the 2-day? One's a little bit better, yeah. I do think this one's going to pull through, man. I do think you're going to be right on this one. I'd be looking for a move probably like 18.5 cents, anywhere above 18.5 cents on like a higher term time frame closure. This one will extend the run significantly towards, deep 20s, in my opinion. You're targeting 45 cents, however. Okay, that's quite the move, man. That's quite the move. Now, I do think a move into the 20s is relatively plausible. Again, assuming that condition is met, but a move to the 40s is going to be a 250% move right there. I don't know, man. I certainly wouldn't be comfortable calling that myself. Where would I join that opinion? I'd join that opinion. I wouldn't even join in that opinion. I'd say 40 cents if it can start to close above about 26 cents on a weekly. That's pretty far away, man. I'm not saying that it can't happen. It's just I'd want to see a little bit more proof, or at least a little bit more price action before that becomes like a worthwhile target for myself. But hey, maybe something that I don't know as far as the fundamentals. You say there's some sort of big fundamental by the end of month. Usually those events though are sell the news in my experience. But hey, fair enough. It probably does follow through there. I mean, again, whatever Bitcoin does, probably gonna mirror that. I thought you identified as a unicorn, Elsa says the caretaker. And what does this mean, sir? What is it? You're an Asian dude. Actually, you probably are an Asian dude, actually. I wouldn't be surprised. You want to look at B Pro? Okay, we can look at B Pro really quickly. I think I'll be ending the stream a little bit soon, though. My voice is starting to run out of momentum right now. I'd like to see a closure above the daily 200, and then I actually look for a pretty nice move here. If that can happen, this would look like a nice little accumulation phase. And I'd be looking for an extension all the way up to it looks like I already have this region, 1 cent to 1 cent. That looked pretty damn good. A little bit better on the weekly too. Shows some more upside there. 4 hours, very constructive. Yeah, it probably does pull through, to be honest with you. Again, most likely in the same way that Bitcoin does continue onwards and upwards from here as well. Did Mr. Lucky use to be a Miss Lucky? Actually, that maybe. It depends what you identify that as, because, well, he got his nutsack cut off, and that is what makes you a man. Lucky's very masculine. Lucky will hide when there's a thunderstorm and squeal. Oh yeah, let's look at Coinbase, Senegra. Hopefully I'm saying your name properly, man. Let's see, Coinbase right here, 235. I think this is fine. I think we said yesterday it could come back down, fill the gap, no problem. I think that's what we're seeing right here. I don't think that Coinbase leads Bitcoin price action. I think that Bitcoin price action actually influences Coinbase a little bit more in the other direction. If I'm just looking at Coinbase though, I give it the benefit of the doubt, man. I probably look for a bounce here, and you can use the last 4 hour high as a continuation point. Actually, 140. What is this? 241, and I'll be looking for a retest of the high side of the range, 255 or so. I think that's probably what's going to happen. Momentum also is in a more bullish posturing here. I think if I'm going to err on one side, it's going to be that side in this case. Let's actually check out GBTC. We haven't done this in a while. I haven't really trusted it too much in the past couple of years, but yeah, GBTC is showing a really good move right here, actually. got two consecutive closures over the 200 exponential average in this case. Same sort of bait and switch into the death cross. A terrible example of one to play to the downside. And this one does have some nice natural targets, actually back around 39.5 to $40, $41 actually. Looking pretty damn good there too. Bullish efforts come off the lows, not bad. Not bad indeed, not bad indeed. AXS, all right, we'll look at AXS for Mr. Filson. What's up, Mr. Filson? And we'll probably call it a day because my voice is getting shreked and I am hungry. I would not say that this is wrecked, man. This is looking pretty damn good on the daily. Yeah, it's not necessarily right at its highs, but this is still a constructive rally here. Same thing as we said yesterday, man. This one will come down at some point, but as long as it even holds the 4-hour higher lows, which is 34 and 35, I'm generally looking for sideways and up. Oh my God, we hit our 52. Holy shit, we hit our 52 3/4 target. What the fuck? Man, that happened fast. I mean, if this one really wants to get going again, I'd be looking at $60, I guess. Jesus, powerful, man. Super powerful. Rack, I'm late to the show. We'll do a quick wrap up for Miss RK. Wait, is it RK? Yes, it's RK. I'm gonna guess your name is either Rachel or Rochelle. Rochelle is actually a cool name because no one, like, you don't really see that one any longer. Anyways, looking here on the lower term time for Bitcoin, I wouldn't mind another downside move to like 38.5, maybe even 37.5. We still have higher lows as long as Bitcoin's above 36.5, and that would be kind of my backstop for changing around biases and dispositions on this. But as long as Bitcoin goes sideways within this region, I am looking for an upside resolution. I still like the higher term timeframes, of which we identified earlier that Bitcoin got its first daily closure above the 200 right here. Typically a pretty damn good sign. I would be looking for generally a move towards 42.5 to 43. 2-day close above the 55 in this case. First time in a very long time as well. On our trending charts over here, we're going to have a chance to close the 3-day above the topside Toronto band, of which we've already done the 2-day and 2 closures on the daily as well, by the way. And on the 5-day over here for our Stoic charts, we actually did see 5-day momentum also across the upside. So I'm generally looking for continuation here. A little bit of short-term sideways perhaps, but overall I am looking for continuation probably into like the mid, maybe even deep $40,000 territory overall, maybe the next couple weeks. At that point, I would be a bit more on guard for potential weakness in that region and see where we kind of land after that. But for right now, still good, man. Still pretty damn good. So with that said, I want to wish everyone the best and the happiest. It's been an absolute pleasure on this hump day. Yeah, it's a nice hump day over here. Take care. I salute you and hopefully see you very soon.
Write it, code it, name it, tweet it, mine it, stack it, live it, dream it, post it, scan it, charge it, send it, do it, and receive it. Trade it, buy it, sell it, store it, run it, list it, first rename it. Crypto logic. Pump it, hack it, lose it, dump it, sell it, ditch it, XR pitch it, copy, paste it, nudge it, test it, build it, try it, bend it, fork it, hype it, pump it, dump it, rinse, repeat, but quick relocate. Pause it, list it, send it, burn it, pump it, hack it, quick rename it, take it, take it, lend it, send it, swell it, sell it, flip, unflip it, see it, watch it, learn it, know it, post it, tweet it, and repeat it, chart it, long it, short it, hedge it,